Hi, my name is Jackson, and I'm here with the Ackerman Center for Excellence in Sustainability, or ACES, to talk about our LIFT challenge this year. LIFT stands for Launching Investment for Future Transformation, and it's a blended finance case competition. The point of this competition is to learn about the concept of blended finance and then propose solutions to real life sustainability issues using the new knowledge that you have. All it takes is a quick registration that can be done for free on our website. And then you get invited to training sessions to learn more about blended finance as a topic. We know that a lot of people haven't heard of it before competing in the competition. Take part in these training sessions, learn as much as you can, and then deliver your final project, which is a storyboard and PowerPoint for judging, which will be graded by a panel of judges with relevant expertise in whatever you choose to pitch in. The top 8 presentations we pitch on Zoom and compete for a share of $15,000. So let's talk a little bit about blended finance as a topic. It's using a mixture of public and private funding to achieve goals within business. So public funding is what you think about on the more either governmental side or nonprofit side, but there was more than that. You can look for government grants or nonprofit donations and funding, but there's also things like concessional capital, which is capital that requires return that you're still paying back with some interest. However, it's not at a market rate. So the impact that that investment is really making is the return that they're looking for in more than just financial terms. Private funding is more traditional types of funding like a bank loan, or you can think things like venture equity, which is an equity investment as opposed to debt. Let's talk about ACE's definition of sustainability. So we use two. We use the Brundtland Commission definition, like it says there, is meeting the needs of the current generation without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs. And the big one that we sort of have overarching is this concept of the triple bottom line, that sustainability has impacts on people, planet, and corporate profits all at the same time. And you have to change all three. That's why we choose to do triangles as opposed to a Venn diagram, because you can't pick one, you can't pick just two. If you really want to have true positive impact, you need to find a way to further all three goals at the same time. So the whole point of these pitches is to address some sort of UN Sustainable Development Goal. This is sort of one of our guidelines that we have put out for the competition and things that you should cover. Find one or more UN Sustainable Development Goals that encompasses or takes parts of what you want to increase the impact on, and then make a pitch around that. To register for the competition, it's really easy. All undergrads and graduate students are really encouraged to apply. You don't need to have finance background. You don't need to have blended finance background. Anyone with a passion who wants to further something within sustainability and business is really encouraged to apply and pitch. It's free for everyone. At the time of your final submission, you have to have a team of 3 to 5. But at the start, you only need one person and an idea. You can find your teammates later. Your final submission is due in October of 2025, which is a 3 paragraph summarizing your proposal, and then a slide deck of up to 25 slides with an optional 2 page narrative or a spreadsheet illustrating financial and impact details of your proposal. This submission is shared with judges and helps us invite the final 8 to pitch. Our judges are then going to go through and they're going to assess using these 7 things: challenge, innovation, scale of solution, impact. And then on the finance side, they're going to look at your sources of funding. So it's blended finance. You should probably have public and private capital, your ROI and risk, and your timing. Then they're going to bring top 8 pitches down for the finals. And that's going to be a live pitch on Zoom in front of those judges. And you're going to compete for that share of that $15,000 prize, where first place wins $10,000 and second place wins $5,000. Thank you very much. And we hope to see you at this year's LIFT challenge put on by the Ackerman Center for Excellence in Sustainability.